Hey guys, it's Vicky, and today I am here to talk about the books that I plan to read in December. Yes, December. It is already like the end of the year. Where did 2018 go? Seriously. I can't believe it's already the end of the year. But I do have a couple of books in my stack that I had planned to read in November that I didn't get to. You'll see, I'll talk about it in my November wrap-up. November was just kind of a slow reading month for me. So I have a couple books that I want to still get to that are on my TBR for December, and then some others. So let's go ahead and get into it. So my first current read that I want to obviously finish in December is Rose Madder by Stephen King. I am buddy reading this with Bobby over at Bobby Reads Too Much, and we have about 150 pages left, I want to say. And it's good. I'm enjoying it. It is about a woman named Rose who was in a very, very abusive relationship, very abusive marriage with a man named Norman, who is one of the most just evil, hateful characters I've probably ever read. But anyways, and she basically leaves him. One day she just up and leaves him and tries to start a new life. And he comes after her. And then there, of course, being Stephen King, there is a little bit of a supernatural twist. And so I'm enjoying this. I know that like a lot of people say this is one of their least favorite Stephen King books. Bobby has already read this book, and she says it's her favorite Stephen King book. So we'll see where I fall at the end of the book, but for now I am enjoying it. I think it's good. I don't really know where all the hate's coming from, so I guess we'll see. The next book that I want to finish in December that I started in November but didn't quite get to was Generation of Swine by Hunter S. Thompson. This one I'm not very far at all. I don't think I'm even 100 pages in. Yeah, I'm about 50 pages into this one. And yeah, it's when I picked it up, I initially thought that it was like articles and things that were published throughout the 80s, and it's not. It's more like a journal. They're just kind of these little entries about various things that he's working on or that he experiences that he just happened to write down. Many of them, though, dealing with like social topics and things like that. So it's good. It's just not exactly what I was expecting, but I am still highly enjoying it because I love Hunter S. Thompson's writing, so, you know. So yeah, I will definitely be finishing this one by the end of the year. Next, I have one more book that was on my November TBR that I didn't get to, but I'm still really looking forward to reading, and that's why I'm going to go ahead and just read it in December, and that is The Clockmaker's Daughter by Kate Morton. As I mentioned in my November TBR video, this will be my second Kate Morton book. The first one I read back in September. I read The Secret Keeper, and I really liked it. It was a slow start, but it had a great ending, everything wrapped up, and it ended up being a really good book. And I hear that this one is similar, that it has a slow start, it takes a couple hundred pages to get into, but then it just is really, really good. So all I know about it is I think there is some sort of murder that happens, and in typical Kate Morton fashion, one part of the story takes place in the present day and the other part takes place in the past. In this case, it's the past story is like, I think 150 years in the past, which isn't usually, she doesn't usually go that far back. So, yeah, it'll be really interesting to read. Other than that, don't really know much about the plot, but I think it's going to be a good one and I'm excited for it. The next two books that I want to read in December were on my fall TBR, because if you're going to be technical about it, fall goes until December 20th, right? I know, it's already like winter. We're already like Christmas here, you know what I mean? It's wintertime. It's snowing. It has snowed. But technically, it's still fall. And these were two books that I had wanted to read towards the end of fall, so I should be able to do that. The first one being The Golden Compass by Philip Pullman. This is a beloved series that I've heard quite a few people talk about here on BookTube. It's a YA fantasy, I want to say, and I don't really know a whole lot about it. I know that there's something, it has something to do with, there's a little girl, and there's something to do with your soul lives outside your body in the form of an animal or something like that. Am I right? I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong. Anyway, it sounds cool, and this is the first in the series, so if I enjoy this one, I will get the rest of the series and read that. But I think I'm going to like it, even though fantasy doesn't always kind of jive with me. I think I'm going to like this one. And then the second book that was on my fall TBR that I'm hoping to finish out this year with is 10th of December by George Saunders. This is a short story collection. I've had this book on my shelves for years. So I'm like, that's it. I'm either going to read it or maybe it's time to get rid of it. So I'm going to read it. It was a National Book Award finalist, as you can see. And that's all I know. I've never read George Saunders before, but I've heard that he's a great writer. His latest book, I believe his latest book, is Lincoln in the Bardo, which a lot of people either loved or hated. So we'll see how I get along with his writing. I think this will be a good way to kind of introduce myself to his writing to see if it's my thing. And then the last book that I want to read in December is one that I should have read such a long time ago, because beginning of 2018 I had said I wanted to read the entire Anne of Green Gables series this year. Well, here in December I want to read the third book of 8, Anne of the Island by Ellen Montgomery. Like I just said, I've only read the first 2 books all year, so yeah, I kind of failed that bookish goal for this year, but it happens. But this one, I don't really know anything about it, and I don't really want to say anything about it in case I spoil things for people that haven't read the series. But it deals with Anne, and I believe she's still obviously living on Avonlea, or in Avonlea. Well, yeah. And she's a little bit older, a little bit wiser, so we'll see where the story takes us. But I've been really enjoying this series. I don't know why I haven't been reading it at a more regular clip this year like I had planned, but I'm going to read the third book, and maybe I'll make it a 2019 goal to read the rest of the series and just finish it. Alright guys, so those are my reading plans for the end of the year. The final month of 2018 is upon us. Let me know down below what you're planning to finish out the year with. Are there any series that you're trying to wrap up? Were there some of your like 2018 kind of top books that you wanted to get to that you're now trying to scramble to read? I want to hear about it. So let me know down below what you're going to read. And yeah, I hope that everyone has a wonderful December. I know December is usually a very busy time for everybody. There's holidays, there's gatherings, lots of family time, lots of like just holiday craziness. And I hope that you all stay stress-free and calm and just enjoy it. And I know I will try to do the same. So other than that though, I hope you guys have a great month, and I will talk to you very soon. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.